This is a presentation of Senior Stories, a collection of interviews with senior citizens from the Elvira Cisneros Center in San Antonio, Texas. This project is in collaboration with Haus Arts. To learn more about the services and programs that Haus Arts offers in San Antonio, go to BIHLHAUSARTS.org. That's BillHouseArts.org. So I'll just go ahead and ask you a series of questions. So first of all, thank you for speaking with us. And if I can just have your name, when you were born, and where you were born.
My name is Maria Torres. I was born December the 30th, 1956 in San Antonio, Texas.
And have you lived in San Antonio your entire life?
I have lived in San Antonio my entire life.
And on what part of the city have you lived in?
South Side, deep South Side.
Deep South Side. And what was the South Side like when you were a kid compared to now?
Okay, when I was a kid, you could walk to school and you could go to the store by yourself without your parents. You could go to your neighbor's house and spend the whole evening there. And you would share and eat at other people's houses when I was a kid.
And now you don't feel it's like that anymore? Or do you feel it's like that? But so let me rephrase the question. In what way do you think the South Side has changed the most?
Okay, I'm still in the South Side, and it's 2025, and I hear gunshots at night. There's police officers in front of my house or next to my house. I live in a corner. Or police knocking at my door, getting the wrong address. And shootings every weekend. It's summer. It's going to start again. But I never hear sirens or police officers or fire department or ambulances. I only hear shooting. I assume they're shooting in the air. And they're not small guns. They're hard, strong shots.
And when you were a kid growing up, was it the type of atmosphere where you could leave your doors unlocked, where you could come home from playing outside at 9, 10 at night, where you felt safe sitting out on the porch?
In those days, we didn't leave our doors unlocked because of my parents, and we wouldn't stay out till 9 at night. But you can't do that anymore. My mom lives in the South Side also, and one day somebody walked in, and he was a stranger, half naked, and scared them. She had left her door open. This was like 10 years ago, and she accidentally left it open. So it's been crazy, and I live in a corner, and there's crazy people talking to themselves at the corner. It's just different.
And do you think the change has come from the way children have been raised? Do you think the change has come from urbanization? Because I've heard from other people that the South Side used to be very rural. There was a lot of countryside around it, and now everywhere you go, it's gas station, mini mall.
Okay, my personal opinion, I think it's the parenting. A lot of our generation had kids younger, and then they had kids younger, and they weren't adults, so how could they parent? They're not even mature enough to take care of themselves. And they pass them off to the grandma, the grandpa, the great-grandmas, and now we have a whole mess of kids. And I have family members that have 2 kids by the time they graduate high school. So how can they parent if they're 18 years old? They can't. So the kids are just wild. And I think the products, now they're grown-ups, and they have self-discipline, self-control. It's just really different from when we grew up.
So it's immature people raising immature people.
Children.
And then because they don't have that maturity when they grow up, they don't know how to be mature adults.
The role models are not good. It's a personal opinion.
No, and that's fair enough.
And then television also. We didn't have what's on there now. They have games, and they have all this Nintendos, and no, it's just really crazy to where they're watching killings and heads blown off, and it's fun, but it's not reality, and it's not good for them to watch, I think. Watching all this violence, it gets to be norm, I think, in their heart, and it's not normal.
So do you think that the younger generations, let's say my generation, millennials, and then those generations under millennials, so Gen Z, Gen Alpha, do you think they've become unempathetic? Do you think they've become desensitized to everything?
I do. I think they have. Yes. And even my son, I didn't let him watch a lot of games or TV. They were restricted from watching Bart Simpson because Bart Simpson drinks beer and smokes pot in the basement. I didn't allow them to do it, but now they're adults. They can watch what they want, and they let their kids watch what they want. And sometimes he's insensitive. And I think it's because of everything they've watched. And they think it's okay. It's not okay.
Your grandchildren are insensitive, you think?
My son sometimes.
Your sons.
He's 43.
Okay.
And sometimes he does things that are, you didn't do that. You didn't learn that here. You didn't do that. He goes, Mom, it's okay. It's okay. And that's not what he learned. And he says that because some things he will do on the outside, but he won't do in my house because it's not allowed. Yeah.
And how old are your grandchildren?
I have 9. They're all 18 and under.
Okay.
They're younger.
And how do you feel they are dealing with society? Like, how do you feel they are as human beings?
I think it's really hard because the parents are doing what they can to raise them well. But you take them to school and it's crazy. And because I see them discipline the kids and they're not allowed to do certain things and they have to suffer consequences. But then they're allowed out there and everybody's different. Yeah. My friends do it. My friend's mom lets them and we don't. And it's, one of my sons has 6 kids, they're teenagers, and it's really difficult because the girls want to party and you're not going to party. You live here, you don't party. You don't drink, you don't smoke, nothing. But out there, it's okay because you're 18. But not in our family. We're not allowed.
Did you grow up in, it sounds like your family was a bit reserved, but did you grow up in a conservative family? Was your family liberal? What was
No, it was reserved, conservative. Yes. We wore dresses. We never wore pants because you just dress like a girl. You dress like a lady. And now there's people that don't even own dresses. And I tell my granddaughters, you want to go out with boys, dress like a woman, you're dressing like a guy. You're just another guy. He's going to treat you like a guy. Dress like a lady. Put a little makeup. Do your hair. You have to be different or else you're the same. You're going to be the same. He's going to treat you the same. And I encourage them to wear dresses. And I don't mean short ones, decent ones, so you can look pretty. Because that's what they're going to see. They're going to see a guy with... I don't want them to see my granddaughters wearing hoodies and torn jeans, all how they all wear them. I tell them, you need to dress like a lady. You want them to treat you like a lady, dress like a lady. And they're like, Grandma, but they're going to have to hear me. Either they like it or not. They're going to hear me.
Growing up, did you have a nickname?
Yes.
What was it?
What was it, Maria?
BB.
Oh, yeah, BB.
It was
That's
BB.
right.
And why did they call you BB?
My mom says that my brother couldn't say baby, so he said BB. And then the other brothers came and they all said BB.
So it's stuck.
It's stuck.
And you mentioned just now that you have brothers. So where are you in the hierarchy of
the
siblings?
Second.
And are you the only girl?
I'm the only girl.
Okay.
I'm the only female.
So what was that like growing up as the only female? How many brothers do you have?
I have 5 brothers.
So out of 6 children, how was it like growing up as the only female? Aside from your mother, of course.
Okay. We were poor in the South Side. So now I see pictures of the family, and a lot of times I was wearing my brother's clothes. I didn't have dresses. I didn't have girl stuff. They would put boys' clothes on me, and I didn't realize because I didn't know any better. And I was tough. I have 5 brothers, and they say that I'm the toughest one because you have to survive. I would fight with them, and there was a lot of them, so you had to survive. Yeah, it was survival.
But growing up like that, dressing in your brother's clothes, having to fight with your brothers, survive. As you grew into a woman from a child or from a teenager, did you gravitate more towards, because you mentioned that if women want to be treated like women, they have to dress with dresses and be more feminine. Did you gravitate more towards femininity as you grew older?
Yes, as I grew older and I saw it, and TV and in magazines, I'm going to dress like a girl, even if now that I have a choice. Yeah.
And what was the essentially being what a lot of people would call a tomboy?
I was never a tomboy.
But being rough and tumble with your brothers, and then dressing in boys' clothes, to then dressing more feminine. Was there a shift in perception that you witnessed when you went from dressing a certain way or acting a certain way?
I don't know how to answer that. No, because it was just me. It was me by myself. I didn't have sisters or a lot of close relatives that are female. It was me and my mom. So I just moved into, you're a teenager, you grow up and hey, there's boys, you have boyfriends. You wear the earrings, you wear the makeup, and you dress different than how when I was little.
And as the only girl in the family, what was your relationship with your mother growing up?
It was not good.
Yes.
My mom favored the boys, and my dad said I wanted all boys. So it was not like she's a princess. No, we really wanted all boys. How sad, right? Yeah. And as an older, my dad was about 80. And I told him, that's too bad. That's what God sent you. And I'm here. And I took care of him. I was with him. My brothers are not there. And even now, my mom, I see her. I don't know if it's jealousy or narcissist. I don't know. But my mom's still alive. Doesn't favor. She'll get a letter from the mail and she goes, oh, I need your brother to read it to me. I said, Mom, I can read. No, I want your brother to read it to me. I said, oh, let him read it. Less for me to do. Yeah.
So growing up with your parents favoring your brothers, once you got out of high school, did you leave the house right away? Did you kind of separate from the family right away?
I got married young, yes. Because that's what everybody did in the 70s, early 70s. You got out of high school, you got married. And that was a dumb thing to do, but everybody did it, yeah.
And why do you say it's a dumb thing to do?
Because I didn't finish school. I didn't get my bachelor's. I didn't go back to school. I just got my high school. And in society now, you need your education to get it. I had to work. Eventually I worked, and it would have been a lot better pay if I had my bachelor's. And my parents pushed my brothers to go to school. I think 3 of them have bachelor's. But no, you're going to get married and you'll have kids, just stay home.
And so not getting your education beyond high school, is that one of the biggest regrets that you have?
Yes, it is. And that's why I pushed all my kids to go to school and they finished college. Yeah.
So education was really big for you.
Important, yes.
So because that brings me to the next question that's on the list. If you could go back and do anything in life, what would it be? Would it be going back to school? Would it be going to college?
It would not get married so young.
Okay.
Because if you're not married, you can do a lot of things. Now we know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what advice would you give to young women who are in high school right now, who think that they may be in love, or maybe they're already pregnant, but the father has,
Yeah. To go to school, even if it takes you 10. One of my sons went to Texas A&M. It took him 10 years to get his bachelor's because he went part-time. But it took him 10 years. He lived at home. I didn't charge him rent to go to school. And I would suggest any girl, I have a niece that's really smart. She's 40. Go back to school because you can see she's smart. She's bright. Go back. No, I have 4 kids. Go back to school. You can do it. Take your time, go to school. But also the men. And I think I push more the girls because I know the struggle.
I pushed all my family to go to college.
They all went to school.
And they all went to college.
Yeah. Because we already learned. Our generation has learned. The only way out of, I'm going to say, poverty is education. And I have friends that even have their masters. My daughter's friends have their masters because they hang around with the group. They have gone to school and they encourage each other. Yeah. And that was hard because at that time I was by myself and I had the 3 of them. I have 3 kids to push them to school. The one that took 10 years because he would work, save for his tuition, pay the tuition. So when he finished in 10 years, he was debt free.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Didn't help.
Yeah, but mine did too. My son,
Where do they live now?
One lives in Austin, one lives in Von Army, and one lives Monticello Park. It's the same. And it's a nice area and everything, and they don't come because it's so bad in the South Side. You grew up here. You went to school here. But that's okay.
But have they offered to help you move out of the South Side? Have they ever said,
"Oh, all the time."
But you don't want to move.
My house is paid for. Why am I going to go live with somebody that has 6 kids? I will be the nanny. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
And then the other one, they just have a newborn baby. He hasn't offered, but I would not do that. I'm happy where I'm at.
Yeah.
I could walk to the north. I could be in the north side. I could get killed there. So if I could stop here in my house. Oh, and I have my neighborhood's bad. I'm going to go back to the shootings. I'm not going to give you my address because my next door neighbors are big drug lord dealers, drug raids and everything. But they're my friends. I've seen them since they were 8 years old. They grew up, now they're men. And they deal all day long.
But you're not worried that somebody who maybe has an issue with them is accidentally...
Oh, yeah, they might. They might. That's the concern. Yeah. But they've taken care of me so far.
Okay.
Yeah. And sometimes I see them, and I go, hey, I'm going to go to Mexico. Can you watch my house? Yes, ma'am. He'll even tell me, yes, ma'am. And when I get back, I'll take him candy, and he's all happy. He's a drug leader, They've raided that house to where 18-wheelers come and they take everything from their house. They block the blocks. They block the street. And in 2-3 days, they're back to business. No, those I'm not scared of. I see people that are weird and not friendly, but they keep a control of everything. Yeah, so far. And my bedroom's away from the side of the house.
What is one of the best things that somebody has ever told you that just made you feel amazing? Is there a moment in your life where somebody told you something that just totally changed how you thought about things?
I have been through a lot of things, domestic violence, divorce, and I have had people tell me, man, you've been through all that and you still have a cheerful attitude and you don't even act like you've been through so much stuff. And that's encouraging to me because I don't want to carry all that with me. We try to hang around with people that have positive attitudes.
So following on from that, is there an incident in your life that's really changed your perspective on things, that just changed how you treated people, how you thought about things?
Yes.
And what is that?
Okay. In 2009, I had an ex-husband put a gun to my head and tried to kill me. I thought he was going to kill me, and I survived. I'm more like, I ain't going to worry about things. I'm going to enjoy each day because tomorrow's not promised. And giving things away, you can have it, because that day I thought I was going to die. So my perspective in life is a lot easier and calmer. I don't get mad. You want to say something about me? Fine. Say whatever you want. A lot of people don't know. Just a few know. But it's, almost 20 years ago.
So that incident just gave you the perception of, hey, life can be changed on a dime. I'm just gonna enjoy it from here because who knows when it's gonna end.
Yeah. And I thought he would come back and finish because he didn't kill me. And I thought so. A lot of times it was like I would look out. I don't do it anymore. I would look around to see if he was around. I would scan the stores when I walked in. But it took a couple of years to move on from that. He's still alive, so it still could happen.
How long ago was this, though?
2009. Yeah, because we had the trial 2010.
Okay.
But 2009, which is like 15 years ago?
Yeah.
16.
Is there any advice that you would give to your peers? Because you mentioned that there's a lot of people here at the center that they dwell on their past traumas. They dwell on their past mistakes or things that have been said to them or done to them. You have said, you try to live a positive life because it's better to move forward than to dwell on the past.
Yes.
Is there any additional advice that you would give to your peers?
I teach a class and I have ladies. It's a long room. We have 15 people. And I always tell them, what gets said here stays here. And we all talk about different things. We do our jewelry, our arts and crafts. They get to talk about things that happen in their life. And since I'm the teacher, I can tell, well, you know what? If that happened a long time ago, let it go. Why are you still crying about that? Just let it go. It's not going to change anything. And they all hear, and they all give advice to each other. And whatever happens there stays there. And I tell them, if you don't want to do jewelry, come and sit down and drink coffee with us. And there's 15 ladies, and everybody's different, all ages. Some been through a lot of things worse than me. Some have never been. They've been married to one man for 50 years. So everybody has stories to share. And I just try to encourage them that, and stress will kill you. And a lot of the ladies just let it go. Can you change it? No. Well, then let it go. Why do you cry about it? And I know people that, 30 years ago, my husband did this. He's already dead. And you're still keeping it in your heart. Let it go. And a lot of times it's pray and let God take care of it.
And is that the same advice that you would give to younger generations?
Yes. Yeah. I don't think they get it yet. Because they haven't been through trials. And we're older. We've been through a lot of stuff. And they haven't. They think they'll live to be 100 and they're not.
But do you think that somebody needs to go through trauma or tribulation in order to understand letting things go or
Sometimes, but sometimes they see it with their peers and they learn. And I hope they learn by seeing and not experiencing. Yeah. Because the teenagers nowadays, I tell them, I have teenagers, every decision you make is going to affect the rest of your life. And Oliver tells me, Grandma, I remember what you tell me. So every decision you make with your friends, with your work, with your parents, because they do stuff too, Every decision you make is going to affect the rest of your life.
Yeah. Thank you, Maria, for speaking with me. Thank you for listening to Senior Stories in collaboration with Haus Arts and the Elvira Cisneros Center in San Antonio, Texas.